জাগিৰোডৰ নিৰ্মীয়মান সেমিকন্ডাক্টৰ প্ৰকল্পত উপস্থিত কেন্দ্ৰীয় বিত্তমন্ত্ৰী নিৰ্মলা সীতাৰমণ প্ৰকল্পস্থলীৰ নিৰ্মাণৰ অগ্ৰগতিৰ বুজ লোৱাৰ লগতে আন কেইবাটাও কাৰ্যসূচীত অংশগ্ৰহণ কেন্দ্ৰীয় বিত্তমন্ত্ৰীগৰাকীৰ সেমিকন্ডাক্টৰ প্ৰকল্পত ৰাজ্যখনৰ ৩ উদীয়মান যুৱক যুৱতীৰ সৈতে মত বিনিময় কৰে নিৰ্মলা সীতাৰমণে আমি এই মুহূৰ্তত সামগ্ৰিকভাৱে পোনপটীয়া সম্প্ৰচাৰ দেখুৱাই আছো আপোনালোকে দেখিছে নিৰ্মলা সীতাৰমণ ইতিমধ্যে উপস্থিত হৈছে আৰু তেখেতক সংগ দিছে অসমৰ মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী ডক্টৰ হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মা প্ৰমুখ্যে ৰাজ্য চৰকাৰৰ কেইবাগৰাকীও মন্ত্ৰীয়ে
Finance Minister ma'am, I don't know how many of you have really gone through ma'am's at least last 15-20 years the way she contributed in from commerce, which is very rare as a women leader, going through commerce ministry, going through defense ministry, and now finance ministry, and so many years. So you can get best of the life's experiences and answers to your questions. So Honorable Minister decided that we should ask, she will speak less, but when you ask a question, definitely that question where something related to Viksit Bharat, something related to yourself and how you look at India and how you look at your own growth path as an entrepreneur. So to begin with, ma'am, I would like to ask students who are present here, they may ask questions, and I request our officers and staff to provide the honest food to them so that Honorable Minister can respond after a couple of questions. Anyone from students? Yeah.
Good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Joindip Das. I'm from Guwahati University. My question today is: India often imports technology from abroad while actually exporting our high-quality talent that is available here. So, how does this semiconductor facility aim to reverse this trend and work towards retaining and utilizing Indian expertise so the value of innovation remains within the country?
Thank you very much, Chief Minister, and also the Tata Group. They've actually shown me the entire facility, even as it is being developed. It's such a eye-opener. It's one thing to have a policy, it's one thing to fund it, it's also one thing to have free-level facilitation done so that investments can happen and happen in different parts of the country, happen in unconventional parts of the country which have never seen such industries being set up in their states. And Assam has taken the lead. I really congratulate and appreciate the Chief Minister for having pushed along and to get this semiconductor unit coming all the way to Assam and opening for the entire Northeast in a sense that opportunity and also the sense that we can also do it is immensely motivating, and I repeat the pride with which the Chief Minister took up this initiative actually has given this opportunity for Assam and for the entire Northeast. So in that way, the question that has been asked by jagiroad, sorry, did I get your name wrong?
My name is Joindip Das.
Joindip Das. Joindip Das. Actually, that question is answered already in this minute. The number of expats who have come here to serve on their own, neither the Chief Minister nor the Chief Executive Officer of the Tatas specifically rang them up and said, oh, please will you come over, I'm going to your state. And even at the cost of embarrassing the young lady, I'd like to say, Basket, you seated here, is from Assam, and she is part of the unit. And she gave a presentation even as I was sitting and watching the developments here. So the fact that the state has gone this far, the fact that a company like Tata, whose very name invokes trust and that confidence that if is a company with values and ethics and does extremely high-level professional delivery of whatever business they are in. People are attracted to come to India to serve, who've had extensive experiences and also learning outside. This is one example which is very clear for Assam, but this is happening all over the country. So your question is relevant in that huge numbers of Indians are outside, serving top-notch companies, rising in those companies and holding very good positions. And every year, even now, we have highly qualified engineers or doctors going away from this country. But the turning point has already been arrived. There still may be a lot of numbers who want to be outside. Very well. But there are big numbers also coming back to be able to be a part of this development journey that India has undertaken. And I'm happy that you asked me that question, but we can see live examples all over the country.
Thank you, ma'am. So, second question, maybe we can take straight, then we'll go. Yeah. Just introduce your name. Always wait.
Good afternoon. I will be Stephen and Professor America from Assam Engineering College, Department of Electronics and Communication. So my question to the ma'am, the northeast region has immense potential in technology. So how does the government of India plan to
মই কৰ্ডলেছ মাইক আনিছোঁ, তাৰপৰা চবেই মাইকতে দি আছে।
research and development in this region to other applications in space skills?
First example or first case in point is last week or 10 days ago, Honorable Prime Minister launched a 1 lakh crore fund for R&D, and that will be available for all over the country. But that's also available not just for government departments or public institutions, but also private sector or startups who are doing on their own funds for research. So that is one of the very big ways in which startups which face different kinds of problems at seeding stage, mid-course, and even further when they have to have conversion of their innovative ideas into commercial propositions, funding is required. So when a large amount like this has been announced by the Honorable Prime Minister, he said that is one very big step forward towards funding. Literally now for launch of the startup mission by Government of India, there has been fund of funds created to fund startups, to also raising money from the market. SIDBI used to handle it, it continues to handle it. SIDBI is the Small Industries Development Bank of India. So any startup which wants to have some money given to them to fund their activities can approach SIDBI. Of course, they get recognized first prior to approaching SIDBI through the Department of Internal Trade and Industrial Policy. So that is one step. The second step is in premier institutions like the Indian Institute of Sciences or the IIT, please sit down, or the IIT, we have set up incubation centers for startups. Guwahati University has one, and I know the Chief Minister takes very keen interest to see how it's progressing, how young people from this area, from Assam or any of the northeastern states, can be incubated in IIT Guwahati. I also know the IIT Madras, as it is called, which is in Chennai, has taken keen interest in hand-holding IITs themselves, which want specific expertise to come in for support of startups. So there is a lot of integration among IITs which are spread all over the country, each one supporting a particular area of specialization, but never mind, all of them also are integrated so that they can share their experiences. So the third one which I would like to highlight is through the Ministry of Education, Student Resource Development, institutions, meaning academia, businesses, industry, and also these research institutes which are in private domain, are all converging their interests. Greater synergy is created because of that. And as a result, students are benefiting. So I would strongly recommend young people from Northeast to be in touch with IIT Guwahati with ideas that you want, which can be developed and which can be taken.
Thank you, ma'am. So the conversation is moving towards startups and incubation itself. So I would like to ask.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself, Pratidin, I am the co-founder of Nirmala. It's a deep tech blockchain and post-quantum feasibility solution provider. We're working on battery Aadhaar and etc. for tracking base. My question to you would be, like early stage startups like ourselves, for us, access to capital remains a challenge, especially in the Northeast region. So can we expect some collaborative financing mechanisms between the center and the state for support in the realm of financing startups, especially in Assam?
The center's fund is certainly available, and I'm sure you will be able to access it. If not, you can contact any one of the departments, the DPIT, or even the IIT or Guwahati itself, to put you through those people who are very good in advising on financing for early stage and also startups and beyond. If not, you're welcome to send an email to me. I will be able to link you up with people who can handhold you in this process. Normally, when we announce funds for startup or such R&D related or for furthering the government's policy, Center does it on its own. States are welcome to join. I'm sure Assam has its own plans. But on a collaborative mode becomes a lot more time consuming. So we are doing it on our own, but monies are available for everybody. In case access is becoming difficult for you, I'm quite willing to bridge the gap.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else from startups?
Honorable Minister, my name is Anshuman Goswami. I am the CEO and founder of any food processing. So my question is, are there any plans to enhance the financial and digital infrastructure to foster a more vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem?
Extending digital infrastructure for entrepreneurs in Assam. I would have thought it's all available out there. How does one extend digital facility? You access it, it's available to you also. For instance, the ONDC, the Open Network for Digital Commerce, is something available for anyone to log on. If there is a need for greater information sharing as to how you can cross that threshold, I will happily receive you can send it to the Chief Secretary. I'll take your contact, I will enable it to you. But digital infrastructure in India today is created with such an intention that any common man can access and use it for themselves. But if there is a difficulty, I'm ready to help. Give me your details.
Okay, ma'am. We'll move to some senior entrepreneurs who have been doing business and perhaps for this kind of developments. They will have seen as both opportunities and challenges. Some senior entrepreneurs.
Represent Federation of Industry of Northeast Indian Fiber. Ma'am, we are really grateful for the Unnati scheme which was announced for Northeast. The industrial climate in Assam particularly is doing great now, and a lot of industries are now interested to invest in Assam, especially after the Advantage Assam 2.0. Ma'am, my question is, the last date for the registration under Unnati is 31st March 2026. As new industries are ready to come and we have ensuing elections also in Assam, it's a request that the last date for the registration may be extended so that more and more industries can take benefit of the scheme. And before this Unnati scheme, the NAIDS scheme was there, which expired on 31st March 2022. And this Unnati scheme has been effective from 9th March 2024. So the industries which has come in this gap period are not getting the incentives for this Unnati scheme, and they are at a disadvantageous position. So it's a request that those industries which has come up in this period may be covered under the Unnati scheme. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's noted. So second, any other one? Any question? Yeah.